the question has been asked also 3,000 times, so make that 3001, Mr. Hardy. Any kind of qualms about taking up the Mad Max character?
You mean taking over the role from Mel? Yeah. Initially, I was super jubilant and really excited to land the part. And like any actor, you get really excited when you land a part because it's brilliant. And then I realized that the role of Mad Max is synonymous with Mel Gibson, and that there's a large group of people who love Mel as Max, and if it's not Mel, then it's not Max. So it was a little bit crestfallen moment for a second, but then what I understood from further conversations with George, because it was a concern that there was no need to step in or replace or try to do better or try to bring something new. It was just ultimately George and Mel went on a journey for 3 movies, and the legacy still continues to develop. And at this point, it was time for me to switch in, and ultimately, Max is led by George and was created by George, so I just had to, take comfort in George being the anchor of that and just do what he wanted me to do.
But I just wanted to ask you, as you were reading the script, did you ever think, why are all these women in here? I thought this was supposed to be a man's movie.
No. Not for 1 minute. That's kind of obvious, but but also in reference to the concept of having a script, that would have been nice as well. So that was also that was more of a concern to me.
Luxury we didn't.
Yeah, that was a luxury we didn't have.
Well, I actually heard someone coming out of the screening this morning saying that this was a surprisingly intimate film, which, considering how big it is, but also a socio-political pro-feminist film.
Well,
okay, this is a very French question. Yes, please.
Is it a statement? Is it a statement?
Oh, it's just that's a statement. Sorry.
No, it was a question.
Charlize just answered it. I never thought of it. Initially, there was never a feminist agenda. That was the story, and it came simply for there to be an extended chase, and the thing that people were chasing was to be not an object, but human. The 5 wives. They needed a warrior. It couldn't be a man taking 5 wives from another man. That's an entirely different story. So there was Furiosa, and everything grew out of that. Meanwhile, Max is like a wild dog, a wild animal trapped trying to find freedom. And to bring those two together, where essentially they try killing each other when they first meet, and then having to find some mutual regard in order to survive. That was the essential story, and once you build the architecture around that, this stuff pops out.
Hi guys, a question for the actors, Nicholas, Charlize. Tom, what was your reaction after everything happened and you finally got to see what we all think, I think, the amazing end result? What went through your mind?
Where are you?
Here.
Oh, sorry.
Mine was a finally. Oh, sorry.
No, go.
I suddenly got what George was talking about, actually, because for 7 months, I think the most complicated piece for me, or the most frustrating thing for me, or the hardest part of it, was trying to know what George wanted me to do at any given minute, on a minute-by-minute basis, so that I could fully transmute his vision. But because he's orchestrating such a huge vehicle, literally, in so many departments, and his signature is on every single detail of that, and because the vehicle is, and all the vehicles are moving, and the whole movie is just motion. There was no way that I realized, and I feel I have to apologize to you because I got frustrated, and there was no way that George could have explained what he could see in the sand when we were out there. And because of the due diligence that was required to make everything safe and to make everything, which is incredibly complex, so simple, And what I saw, which is a relentless barrage of complexities simplified in a fairly linear story. I mean, I knew he was brilliant, but I didn't quite know how brilliant until I saw that. That's my first reaction was, oh my God, I owe George an apology for being so myopic.
Thank you so much for this amazing movie. And what action scene was the most difficult to shoot?
The ones that I never expected I'd ever see for real were the guys on the polecats. That I thought we'd film them with the vehicles and then use CG to comp them into the scenes. And then one day I looked up, and coming out of the desert were 8 of them coming towards us. And so what you see is exactly right. And it felt safe enough to put Tom up on top of one of those things. And
It wasn't.
Okay.
it wasn't safe.
It wasn't, that was it.
And I'm scared of heights, but Tom, only when he got up there, he said, "You do know I'm scared of heights." So